Kia ora Aotearoa, I'm Met Service meteorologist Andrew James here with a look at your weather the next few days. We have westerlies whipping in today, Wednesday, bringing windy conditions across the South Island, especially along the central spine of the ranges there. As we head into the rest of Wednesday, we see those winds pick up there and a bit of wet weather starting to get going on South Island's west coast. They become really important as we head into the next couple of days. Also, this ridge of high pressure over the North Island brings generally settled weather the farther north you go. So we've got quite a lot of areas of warning and watch for wind across the South Island there, right over the South Island, and then we have some for rain as well along the west coast, right along the west coast, and also spilling into the southern part of the South Island over in the east. Over the course of Wednesday into Thursday, we start to see this front make its way up the South Island. That brings wet weather along the South Island's west coast as well as into this part of the country. And looking at those temperatures there on Thursday morning with that wind around, things are pretty warm, which is a big contrast to what it's going to be in a couple of days once the system has gone through. So this system brings wet weather to the west coast and to the east coast as well over the course of Thursday. It makes its way farther north as the day goes on, and then late in the piece, this cold front starts to bring some chilly air in there. That interacts with the warmer, moister air in this system and brings about some snow down to about 1,000 metres in the southern part of the island late in the day. So the North Island, pretty quiet really, a bit of cloud around, clearing off as the day goes on and then returning late in the piece. We start to see some drizzle into this part of the map here, but most people are going to have a fine Thursday in the North Island of New Zealand. Those temperatures, pretty warm. The east coast there, 26 degrees there with that strong northwesterly wind bringing some good warming. Across the South Island, a bit of a different story as wet weather makes its way farther north as the day goes on. Rain warnings in place along the west coast there and watches in this part of the country, along with a lot of wind warnings as well. So make sure you stay up to date with that information. That wet weather spreads farther north as the day goes on, reaching sort of Timaru by the end of the day in the east and spreading right up the west coast over the course of your Thursday. And then that snow late in the day down south. So those temperatures there, not quite so warm as the North Island, but we are getting warming along the eastern coast of the South Island. And look at the 5 degrees overnight there after that cold air comes through. And then into Friday, we start to see the snow shift a bit farther north and really intensify there. There is the possibility of heavy snow for inland Canterbury over the course of Friday. So make sure you stay up to date with that information, especially if you're heading out to be travelling for the school holidays. Wet weather on the west coast of the South Island as well. The North Island stays largely settled with just a few showers around in this part of the map. Then we head into the following day, Saturday, the start of the school holidays, sees a wet day for the North Island and largely fine conditions in the south. That's it from me, but you can get all of your latest weather information at metservice.com.